Hello, this video is about parabolas. It's about quadratic equations and it's about curves, and it takes us all the way from age 7 to age 18 plus. It's all about the curve, making a parabola, all about the curve. So let's get on with it. So welcome to Bubbly Maths, and my name is Caroline from Bubbly Maths, and we make videos based on the aiming high AIMSEC activities, and we publish videos every Friday. Please do subscribe to our channel if you want to see more of the same. It's engaging math activities. Let's get on with it. So it's all about the curve. What is the curve? The curve is a parabola. What about the parabola? It's making a parabola. We're making a parabola. We're making a parabola. Well, let's get started. So we're going to start with making a parabola here. Somebody of any age could do that. The best way of doing it is with slow motion on your phone or something. Okay, ready? Clear space behind, something you can draw, maybe you could put a piece of paper on the wall. You could put a bit of old newspaper on the wall and just mark it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a parabola. There we go. And if we were marking that, now I'm going to use my memory to trace that curve. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse it. Those are both parabolas. One is caused by gravity. So as long as it's got motion horizontally and motion vertically, and there's no spin or anything attached to it, boom, whoops, it will make a boom parabola. We'll look at more of what makes a parabola, but this is something that's kind of my, make that one a bit smaller, make it a bit realistic. Whoopsie. And there you go. That's my little parabolic friend. Maybe we should give him some bills, some, what they're called, those things. They're not bills, still around here somewhere. Okay, they're called scales, that's it. So there's my parabolic fish. So the point being, at any age, you can have a look and just discover the curve of the shape, the curve that the ball makes. Now, what else makes that shape? I'm just going to share my visualizer here, if I can get my head around it. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. What? No, I'm not. I'm going to share this one because I've got a better picture because it's in color. Who prefers color to black and white? Here we go. Woo. And that's not it. So there we go. Let's activate B. This is for the activity. The link is in the description, or will be in the comments. After we're done, it will be in the description afterwards. So that's all looks very complicated, but you know what? We don't start there. We only get there when we're ready to be there. That's the key with maths. Only get there when you're ready to be there. Where we start is we did, there's the separate video for early years learning. And in early years, we're just looking at curves, just whatever the curves are. That's the early years activity that we did. Now we're moving on to primary. We're looking at actual curves, primary 7 to 11-year-olds. We're looking at curves, things that make a parabola. So cannons. Now golf, cricket, baseball, even basketball and football, if you add a spin to it, it does change the path of the ball. But if it's just a straight up and down, we would, especially like when you're throwing a ball at the beach, but the wind could take that one, so that's going to change the path. Lots of real life things you've got to think about. But what else can you think of? I can think of some. What about a skier that comes down the ski slope and he comes up and then he or she, and he goes up and over? That's a parabola. These crazy people that jump across buildings and they do that, whatever that's called, that crazy sport, they're jumping over parabolas and the body goes over and over. trapeze artists in the circus, when they jump from one trapeze to the other, woo, they're doing a parabola. It's all about the parabola. It's all about the curve, curve, the curve. We're making a parabola, beautiful parabola. So that's, and we can plot it. We can measure it. We can estimate it. We can think, well, okay, it looks like that. Well, let's draw it. And see what, maybe we draw lots of parabolic animals or create your own outfit. Actually, all of these could be parabolas as well, couldn't they? They could be the same shape, scales. The world's your oyster, and that would be, that's all the extent we have to go. Well, we don't even have to do that, but you know what? It's really useful to be thinking about the curve that a ball makes from very young age, because then when you start talking about quadratic equations, there will be an understanding of, oh, this is how we describe the curve, the parabola, which is now on the floor. Okay, so where we're going from here is to the quadratic equations. Like, you know what? Quadratic equations are super simple. Let's have a go. They are actually, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. It depends how they get introduced. So let's introduce them in a way. So you do need to know how to work a formula a little bit, but not very much. Let's turn the light down over there. Stop the share here. And we're going to, now we are going to go to my friend, the visualizer. Let me just move the light a bit. Shine a light over here. There we go. So we've got these curves, and they're all parabolas. And we've got these equations which describe the parabolas. Well, what we want to do with them is match these equations to a parabola. Now, we have more equations than we have parabolas. So actually, you want to group these equations together where they match with the parabolas that they match. So some of these parabolas have more than one equation that matches them. And how do you do it? You think, oh my goodness, this is X's and Y's. I don't know how to do that. Well, some of you do know how to do it, but those who don't. What you have here is you have a plot of X and you have a plot of Y. And drawn here, this is the line of X and this is the line of Y. This is 0 right in the middle there. So that's 0y and 0x. So the easiest way to start identifying the equation is to say, okay, so X, where X is 0, what is Y? So X squared, X times X is 0, so that doesn't do anything. X times 8 is 0, so that doesn't do anything. But all we've got is Y equals 16. So when X is 0, Y equals 16. So which of these graphs has, when X is 0, this is negative coming down this way. That's negative Y, that's negative X. So at 0, X, it has to be positive Y. So let's see which of these graphs has at 0x, well, that's a negative Y. That one's a positive Y, it could be that one. That one's a positive Y, it could be that one. That one's a positive Y, it could be that one. That one's a negative Y. That's a positive, could be that one. That's a negative. So we've identified now 1, 2, 3, 4 parabolas that it could be. So now we've got to, all we need to do is replace, instead of X and 0, now we replace X with 1, then with 2, then with 3, and then with 4. And that should be enough to identify. If you just then plot that, it should be enough to identify which of those graphs. And if you need to put more, values of X in, put more values of X. You don't have to solve the equation. You just have to give X a value, a whole value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any equations that are only on one side? No. 5. Well, for that one, yes, no, they'll all be fine. It's probably only up to there, maybe up to there. You should be able to identify the equation from there. Now remember to stop sharing and I love my fish. My parabolic fish. I really love my parabolic fish. Okay, let's have some more light on the matter. And let's just go back to the activity. I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to share the activity, which is there. Google Chrome. That's interesting. Maybe that's where I was supposed to be looking. Okay, cool. That's where I was supposed to be looking. So that was for the early years, and that was for primary up to about age 11, and then the lower secondary, so that's 11 to 15, 16-year-olds that can do these activities. And then we've got a few other questions. This is all about gaming. Well, let me just cover that. Let's cover what we're doing, and then we'll go back to the activity. So why are we doing this? This activity is going to, I'm kind of just reading this. This is all in the activity. This is a resource for home learning. So AIMSEC, what they do is they provide professional development courses for teachers in the learning of mathematics to help them be better maths teachers. And since the COVID-19 crisis, when so many people were stuck at home, they started to produce home learning guides. So this is one of the home learning guides. And therefore, it's aimed at being accessible to parents, or grown-ups at home, or people responsible for younger people learning. And it's also aimed to be accessible to 14 to 18-year-olds to actually learn independently. So it provides a good review of quadratic equations, quadratic functions. If you weren't too clear about them, this is a great way. It's a rich activity that should give you much more understanding. And it's identifying forms and properties in quadratic functions, and connect the functions with their graphs and get some experience doing that. And then the more important skills that you'll gain that will help you in life in general: thinking mathematically, reasoning logically, giving explanations. These are all things you need in real life. So thinking flexibly, being creative, and being innovative, applying knowledge and skills. So you're able to be flexible and pivot and apply what you know and make new connections with them. It's about solidifying your knowledge, and the activities in the sheet will help you with all of that. And then develop the skill of visualizing, so that you can look at a quadratic equation and visualize what the graph would look like. But it's not just the graph that you're visualizing or that you're training for. Every time that you visualize something like that, you're getting better at visualizing in general. And visualizing helps you interpret, helps you create visual images of any project that you want to get involved in. If you've got an idea, well, I want to create something, or I want to go somewhere, you've got a problem you need to solve. All of this requires visualizing, even if it's on a very basic level, like, okay, what route do I need to take to get from A to B? It all requires visualization. And if you want to become an entrepreneur when you're older, that requires visualizing what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. If you want to go to university, again, it requires that you've got to visualize what career your path is going to take. Just everything is the skills you gain by doing mathematics, the skills that are useful for life. And there's me talking. I've got my little box while you're looking at some quadratic equations. Well, there you go. Well, that's I'm a new YouTuber. Please forgive me. So this is the resource that you've got. I'm going to stop the sharing now, and I'm going to say that if you found this useful, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and ding the notification bell so that next time you know that we're uploading videos. At the moment, we're doing lots of lives, so you will get a couple of emails a day. And we upload more formal videos about once a week, and with the focus at the moment on mindset and just generally helping you know how and why, how to and why making maths fun. So you can be a more serene, a more tranquil, a more harmonious experience if there's any issues with math anxiety. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to end the live. There you go. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. See you tomorrow, maybe.